The traditional pitch was like, hey, I got some information, grab your pen and paper, right? I learned this almost 15 years ago. But how he came in was from an educational standpoint. So he actually diverted the attention and piqued their interest first, got them in a point where they needed us. And how he did this was he started his conversation and said, hey, I'm actually looking at your credit report real quick, and I noticed a few comments. Experian is saying, balance of debt to max credit ratio is too high. You know what? I noticed that Equifax is saying the same thing too. As a matter of fact, I actually looked at these accounts to see if we can help you remove these comments, and it looks like that your credit cards are maxed out. It actually is true. And so I want to ask you, how much do you know about FICO scores, right? So the whole attention gravitated towards what would happen if they didn't buy. And it wasn't, hey, you should buy because of this, you should buy because of that, but AmeriQuest became a large conglomerate, second to only countrywide, because they mastered the ability to actually sell fear. Simple and plain, right? And so when we come in a market where we're pivoting in a different direction, where the interest rates are actually moving up, and it's traditional norm to avoid high interest rates, right? Because everyone over the last couple of years were brainwashed to believe interest rates were going to stay low, and completely forget that interest rates not too long ago were 7.5%, 8.5%. That was just the norm. But the challenge is, though, is that it is harder to convince somebody that something is different. What we find ourselves in is a position where we just need to find out where the pain is and where the hurt is. And I think the reason why we are unable to find out those pieces of information is simply because of the roadblocks. It's the objections that happen, right? So if we pay attention to a lot of the engagements we have, pay attention to the engagements you had this week or today, and actually notate when you get hit with certain objections. Because if you get hit with an objection within the first 5 minutes, you're not controlling the conversation. More importantly, if you are not able to distinguish if that person even deserves the rest of your time within the first minute, you're not controlling the conversation.